Going to need a minute. Hey, had some technical difficulties coming in here, so let's give me a second. Hey, how are you? I just got to get this. Copy link. I love this new toy. It's all professional. It's all professional like. Guys, how are you? How are you? Boy, I can't seem to get it together. I was reading today some stuff about the big book, and they were talking about how how sometimes we will create chaos in our life, just purposely create chaos. And today's not that day. That's not what I'm doing. I just have chaos in my life. So, got a good show lined up for you. Got some good callers. And again, thanks everyone for yesterday morning who went live with me at last minute, and still trying to work out the phone system and all that. And we'll get it there. We'll get it there. I mean, it's the message is getting across. You can see me, you can hear me, I can hear you. It's all good. I just really want to be able to work a little more just at ease, not everything. Seems like every time I push a button in here, something goes awry and awry bread. I don't know. Here we go. So get that here, and then we will go live. So welcome to Sober Talk. You're here because you want to get sober. You need to get sober. Maybe your family's tired of you being drunk, and that's the topic of tonight's show. How does your family deal with it? And in the past and the present, or are they doing Al-Anon? How are they? We talk about us quite a bit, and we forget to talk about the people who have been affected by this, and it's pretty crazy. We need to be aware of that. That there. So one more thing before we get let's let some people get started here, and let me just find this page where I can read. The comments. So, yeah, as I say in every episode, again, this is not an AA meeting. If you're just not tuning in, I'm not a therapist by any means. Never ever take advice from me. We do have a good little community that we can that you can access. It's just go to the page and join our private group, and it's really cool. It's definitely something worth doing. So, all right, well, tonight's just going to be a mess. I have no comments. I cannot read the comments, with the exception of the few comments that we have on Sober Talk. So let's get there. We are already 4 minutes in and haven't talked about much of anything. So just give me a second. Jeez. This is so frustrating. This makes me want to drink. This really, literally makes me want to drink. So, hey, guys, so I'm in a good mood. I would like to ask everyone, with all the chaos that's going on in my life right now, if you think of a gratitude, something that you're grateful for right now, and put it in the comments. And I'm grateful that I can just be here and have a car that made it here, and I have an office to do it in, and I'm grateful for you guys. It's turned into a little bit of a huge thing in my life, so much so where I want to start doing it, like 8 a.m. and 8 p.m., 2 shows a day. I think that would be just incredible. But let's get right to our first caller. I took enough time without the idle chit chat. So let me get my Wi-Fi turned on. Wi-Fi's on. I'm going to Bluetooth is on. Let me go here.
Hello?
Hey, you know what? It's Tom Mabe, but we're having just, I'm going to call you right back. I got to get the Bluetooth hooked up, okay?
Okay, all right, thanks.
Thanks. So, Bluetooth. see when you in the usually in the description, but I couldn't even make that work. We have the link to the podcast. You can check it out, Sober Talk Live. You can go to our YouTube page, Sober Talk Live, and you're right here, Sober Talk Live as well. So let's. I'll edit all this junk out up front. So let's see here. We're gonna go. I've got to get help in here. I just have to. There's no way I can continue doing this by myself. All right.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing, S?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I am doing well. Tell the people where you're from and how the correct pronunciation of your name is S, right?
Ez,
ES?
yeah, it's Ez, but I go by Esmeralda. Or
Esmeralda.
no, my name is Esmeralda. I go by Ez.
Gotcha. My Tom Mabe's my stage name. My real name is Johnny Silverstone. That's
Oh,
no, I'm
okay.
teasing. No, I'm totally teasing. So we talked earlier briefly. You're from out west, and from where I'm at, I'm in Kentucky. And
Yep.
tell us your story a little bit.
Well, like I was telling you the other day, I'm just interested in just hearing about other people's feedback as far as like how they cope with their drinking patterns. Is it a good one? Is it a bad one? How to recognize it? Because I recognize it, but then I make excuses for it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that little devil in your. I mean, you'll find every reason, and well, something bad happened or
Yep.
something, or
And that's exactly what may have happened to me, or maybe I'm just blaming it on this incident. But a couple of years ago, my sister and I, who's the youngest, and we used to be best friends, stopped talking, and we haven't talked for since then.
was alcohol or
So,
drugs involved in that transaction?
and, just alcohol.
Yeah, but that was part of it. Did you get drunk? She got drunk, said some bad things,
No,
perhaps.
no, not at all. There
Oh,
was an incident that happened between family. We disagreed on it, and I just kind of she well after we didn't speak, we had like text messages going back and forth, and then she actually called me an alcoholic, and I was like, what? I was confused because I was like, hmm, okay, I'll show her, and I actually did, and I kind of like drank after that.
how long
It
ago?
was
A
weird.
couple years ago, and you haven't had anything to drink since then.
Oh no, no, I have.
Okay, so you currently do drink. You're just thinking that maybe.
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha. Do you drink a
yeah,
lot? They say how do you know if you got a drinking problem? And I say this every show. If it causes problems.
yep. Mhm.
So that's the big thing right there. So since then, have you had any incidents or driving drunk, being around the kids drunk?
Oh no, no. And see, that's why I'm so confused. Like, I know right from wrong, but I know that I'm also not treating my body right.
Well, how
Um,
often do you drink?
well, it's on the weekends, but like I said when I was talking to you, it's like when I drink, I don't know when the stopping point is. It's to the point where I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna pass out by drinking.
Oh, so you do drink
I
until you black out or pass out.
Yeah, and that's
Now,
like
how
most
about
of the time.
blackout? Have you ever been at a party or over your friend's house and drink and you don't remember anything from the night before?
Mm, okay, that's not maybe once or twice, but no, that's not a like a. I can tell you when that happened. So no, that doesn't happen.
Well, you
It
you
just
may be you may be one of the lucky ones. If is your health okay? I mean, is the doctor saying, "Hey, your blood work came back. You were drinking way entirely too much."
Yeah, and that's the thing too. It is. Because I'm going through all these doctor appointments right now because I'm at that age, where I have to go to the doctor and take all these pills, and they do blood work. So I'm good in that sense.
So,
But that's my problem is that, when I do drink, I want to be able to remember the next day. I
right.
don't drink and I pass out at somebody's house. I actually come home, but I don't remember coming home.
So the topic of today's show, tonight's show, is, you know, how alcohol not only affects you, but how it affects your family.
Yep.
So it sounds like you had a disagreement with your sister, and
Mhm.
she's always thought you were a drunk, or she was just pissed off and said, "Well, you're an alcoholic." I don't know you or know your drinking pattern. I know
Yeah.
people when they say I only drink on the weekend. Sometimes it's usually they're exaggerating. They actually drink 4 or 5 nights a week. I don't know if you're doing.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that's your. And I don't care. We are not judging. We are just a bunch of misfits
Yeah.
who are trying to just learn from each other. But are you? So you do you drink during the week? Do you drink during the day?
No, I work.
What?
I drive for a living. I think what it is like I was telling you is when I get around parties and we get together, everybody can drink, and be sociable. Where me, I'm like, all right, let's have shots and it's the weekend and it gets out
Mm,
of control.
okay, and you.
And so that's where they see that bad thing, like, oh my God, this is not acceptable.
I,
And so that's where I hear oh, you're an alcoholic. You can't control your
have you heard
drinking.
it from more than one person?
I've heard it from my spouse.
From
So he
yourself?
doesn't like, for my spouse.
Your spouse. Your spouse has.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Where he does not like me to, like, if there's, Thanksgiving coming up, he worries about it.
Mm,
Just special
okay.
occasions, go overboard.
I mean, do you celebrate like President's Day or things like that?
Yeah.
Is that considered? Hey, it's
Yeah. And I know that I know how to control it, but it's like once I get to like the third beer or something, it's not controllable.
right, right. I wonder if you could take a month off. If you could just take a month
Hmm.
off and not drink, you think you could do that? You think you take 4 weeks not
I
drinking?
know I can do that. And that's why I wanted to listen to your show and, get that gratification that, other people are doing it. Why can't I? I know that I can do it. And it would be like such an accomplished goal.
Right, right, right. I get it. I get it. Well, we'll do it. I mean, I don't know. Now, your blood work that came back from the doctor, did he say
Hmm.
your liver count was up, your enzymes were up, or your triglycerides were up, or anything?
No, I'm good. I mean, my only thing is that I have high blood pressure,
Yeah, I think.
and that's always been, a big thing for me. I have very low iron, and I take thyroid medicine. So,
Yeah, I think if I were you, I
hmm,
just don't know. We're gonna. So, but the thing is, your sister and your
hmm,
husband, both or your
yep,
spouse, both said that that one's worried about Thanksgiving and you drinking, and one called you out on it.
yep,
Yeah, in my head
hmm,
again, maybe it's 50-50. I just don't know, but I've met people who've been in utter denial and completely, you know, de-exaggerated how much they drank and how often they got drunk. I'm one of them. I'm like, no, well, yeah, I just drink on the weekends. No, I had a beer on the way here. I had 5 beers before the garage door shut. You kidding me? So
yeah,
I just don't know. I think you just have to be, with any sobriety. I mean, you have to just get extremely honest with yourself, and then
yeah. Well, I
and
mean,
I
I
mean, I'm
think
not
it's
doubting
just,
you. I don't know that you're lying or you're telling the truth. I mean, I have no idea. I don't know you, and I've never been around you. But you just have to be extremely honest with yourself. If you call back in 2 weeks and you go, I haven't anything to drink and I'm fine. When you do drink, what do you drink? You shots of tequila or Jaeger bombs or something?
yeah, because it's usually like, we get around people that are drinking just a variety of things. So it could be beer, it could be, tequila, mixed drinks. So I don't stick to just one. I'm telling you, like when we get together for parties, it's like
A
it's my
buffet.
birthday.
A buffet,
How
yeah.
about what?
It's like a buffet of alcohol, huh? Different.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I think with my sister, I don't know if there's always been like a jealous side of her too. She
Is
knows how to push my buttons.
How about your husband? Is he
Um,
trying to push your buttons, or is he being?
he knows how to, but it's just the whole. I guess I just can't handle alcohol.
Well,
And
that's yeah.
so
Wow,
once
what a
I
tough
once
one.
yeah, no, once I start like I get a buzz off of like two beers. And so I don't know if what I need is for me to recognize that I can't handle alcohol.
Well, sometimes when you drink for too long and your liver is, you get drunk off of less beer. Did you used to be able to drink a whole bunch of beer and get? I mean,
No, no, I didn't even used to drink before. I mean, I've got three kids, and I mean that's always been me. I've always just gotten really a quick buzz off of beer right away. And so as I gotten older, my kids have gotten older. I don't have to take care of them; they take care of themselves.
ask your
I
kids. Say, do you think
scooted up.
maybe you can ask your kids? Say, hey, do you think mom has a drinking problem? Yeah, the sister I
No,
could
and
go
they
either way, but
yeah.
your husband's saying it. I just don't
Well,
know.
they see it too. They see it too when when we get around family or we get around here we just um they see it. It's kind of like annoying. I'm annoying to them. I'm
Wow.
too I'm too out there for them. It's not me.
Hmm. Well, if you're a bad drunk. Now my wife rarely drinks. She drinks twice a year. And
Oh,
when she does, and no, you drink twice a week. Well, I drink it twice a day, twice an hour. But when she does drink, man, she's not a good drunk. I mean, she cuts up and she gets too flirty, And
yep, that's me too, and that's what my husband hates.
well, then it sounds like one possibility maybe that you just need to drink like an adult and not do it every weekend. And tell your
Yeah,
husband, say,
and
I hear you screaming. I'm not ready to quit, but you're my husband. You're concerned about going out with me. You're concerned I may get too drunk on Thanksgiving. I tell you what, I'm not going to drink on Thanksgiving, or I'm not going to drink the 2 weekends prior to
I
Thanksgiving.
was thinking about that. I was thinking about
And
that.
I tell you, you'd feel so proud and so good about yourself.
I know,
Yeah, if
yeah,
you could go,
because I was listening to
Go
how
ahead.
many days you're sober.
I'm like 90 days now. I think I got this app on my phone. It's called the Spiritual Toolkit, and we don't have any endorsements or anything on the show. I was plugging my CBD store, but I stopped doing that.
Uh huh.
The my spiritual toolkit says that I'm 90 days today, 90 days today. So yeah, well,
Congratulations.
thanks.
Yeah,
Spoke with my doctor. I did it the right way, and
yeah.
but just yeah, try doing Thanksgiving. Try drinking once a month. That's what they say. If you're a real alcoholic, go to a bar, have 2 beers. Okay, have 3 beers. Then get up
And we
and
don't
leave.
really
Get up and leave. And
see.
if you get
I don't do that. He does that more.
wow,
He goes to the bar, and I don't know if that's to like escape me, but that's another issue. Is that we don't have intimacy.
how long you been
So,
married
um,
or together?
okay, so we're not married, but we've been together, so
Common
we're
law,
common law.
yeah, common law. How
Yeah.
long? How long has that been?
Since 2009.
Hmm, it's about 11 years.
About 11.
Yeah, 11
Yep.
or 12. Yeah, maybe
So,
I would really, really suggest chiming in, joining our private group because people are in there all the time talking, and I'm sure that I'll have someone here that will chime in and say what they think. I don't know.
yeah.
It's a real puzzle. But you're calling.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. You are calling in. You email me.
Mhm.
You're on the show. Your sister said it. Your husband has concerns.
Yep.
If I were a betting man, I think that you have a little bit of a drinking problem. That's my 2 cents. That's if I had a bet on
Yeah.
that. I don't think want your sister by herself. Yes, your husband. But if you call me and say, Tom, I didn't drink for a month. I'm only gonna drink every other weekend now. I'll go, wow, you're one of the lucky ones. Maybe you can
Mhm.
do this without you know. But I just don't know.
Yeah.
But it's about family, and that's what the topic of tonight's show is: how it affects your family. And you haven't talked to your sister in 2 years.
I know, and that's hard.
Maybe email her,
And
say, hey, look, I'm really considering this. I'm really taking an honest look at my drinking. Were you mad, or do you really think I have a drinking problem?
Right, yeah.
I don't
And
know.
that I think that's what I'm most upset about is that he actually called me out on it. Like,
Oh, I've
what?
been, yeah.
Why do you think that? I want to know. Like, is it because of how I'm doing it? Am I doing it wrong? Obviously, I am, but
Lean into it. Someone just says Eric Drake. If you're wondering if you got a drinking problem, just lean into it and see how it goes.
what does
So
that mean?
I think you just try not to drink. That's how I took it. But I'm an idiot,
Yeah,
so I don't know. And maybe just maybe lean into it. Just let's visit this. Let's lean in this and visit this issue that I may or may not have, and see
yeah.
how you get. So well, hey, thanks. I'm gonna have to jump and call someone else because I had such a long start because I'm a one man shop and I'm
I really appreciate it. Thank you very
no,
much.
I don't know if it but I think if you read the comments on Sober Talk Live, I really think that you'll have a I think that you'll have a
Clear eye view,
yeah, I think so.
some feedback.
Clear.
And this is exactly why I wanted to, join your group because, I need some clarity. I
Ted,
know what I need to do,
yeah.
but I need it to be said.
Well, find the app that you like. I like Spiritual
Hmm.
Toolkit. Uh,
Yeah,
Ted Watson just says caller's drinking pattern is causing resentments with family. That's a problem. So
yeah.
and but yeah, I would download an app and see how long you can go. And
Okay.
but don't sounds but maybe talk to a doctor, a therapist, someone at your
Yeah,
church. Get on this. I promise you, get on this page, and you'll get so much insight from people who've been sober for 10 years and people who've been sober for 10 days. And
that's
there's a
awesome.
lot of great insight in this S. So,
Yeah.
well, all right, I will talk with you soon. And please
Okay.
email me. Please email me, and I'd like to have you back on and check in with you because this is you
I'm
know,
starting it tomorrow,
you
just so
should
you know.
start
I
tomorrow.
am.
How
I'm
much
starting it
have you had to drink tonight? And you know
nothing.
nothing. You're
Well, okay, let's say I'm starting it tonight.
okay. When you said tomorrow, I thought maybe it meant today is Wednesday. So, all righty. Well, hey,
Well, I mean because the weekend was already here, so yeah, I'm already one. oof, So the weekend would have been here.
do you drink
So I'm
Friday,
already four
Saturday,
days.
and Sunday?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. We do a lot of stuff. We like to go camping.
Yeah.
So with camping, there's always beer
Oh, it's
involved.
the law. You can't go camping
Yes,
without
I
beer.
know, and that's the best thing.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. That's why I don't drink. So, all right. Thanks, S. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye bye.
Bye. There you go. That was S. Let's see who we can call next. So I'm noticing the numbers are way down. It could be because of my 20-minute intro. It could be that people are starting to see what this is. We were getting a lot of views when I shared out my bigger pages, but people were more curious as to what it was. So even though we have a small crowd, it is the crowd that needs to be here, and I'll take it any day. I'm not. This is not. I get views on other things. I'm not trying to get reviews or I'm trying to get views on this. I'm just trying to stay sober. So here we go. Call him Robert.
Hello.
Hey, is this Robert?
Yes, sir.
Hey, it's Tom Mabe with Sober Talk. How are you?
Yes, sir. I'm good. How about you? Congratulations.
90 days, yeah? That's great.
Yeah, 90. Yeah, that's a good one.
So it sounds like you're from Alabama. I'm teasing. You got a
No,
Minnesota and
Minnesota.
Wisconsin. Where are you?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. I knew you were from Minnesota. Someone said the other
Yes,
night, I said, you
sir.
got some drinkers up there. And they go, yeah, we're competing with Wisconsin. So we're. So tell me your story, brother. Are you sober?
Absolutely.
And how long have you been sober?
8/8/1982.
Wow. All right, so I want to take you back to a time in 19. How old were you in 82? 92.
22.
Family. Okay, so you probably didn't have kids or a wife at that time, did you?
No,
Uh, Siblings or parents? Did your using or drinking affect anyone that way? Made your parents worse?
absolutely. Everybody is sick of me. I excuse me, I had multiple DWIs. Was arrested over 30 times for DWIs. I like to jump in a car and raise hell.
Yeah, they say it's that 30th time of getting arrested really kind of kicks in to make you stop.
No, because I made good money, and back in the 70s and the early 80s, the lawyers would take and have that thrown out of court
I
a lot
see.
of times.
But
So
you
I
were,
kept getting away with it.
wow, I see. I see. Um, so what kind of problems? I mean, were you a liability to them? Were they afraid that you were going to show up and run a wedding reception, or that they had to?
Oh yeah. Nobody want at the end right before I hit bottom. Nobody wanted anything to do with me, including, and it hurt the most is the people I did drugs and drank with, because I was way out of control. The family was sick of me long before that. My nuclear family where I grew up,
So
they didn't want me
So
around.
you had drug addicts and alcoholics saying, "Dude, pace yourself. You're getting out of control." You mean, if I understood that right, you said the drug dealers and the alcoholics had an issue with you drinking as well?
Oh yeah, yeah. Nobody wanted me around. I mean, I hung around with a bad crowd. That was the only ones that were left. Where you create havoc and mayhem. But all the people that I used to use with on a social occasion, if you want to call it that, didn't want nothing to do with me, because that's crazy and violent.
Yeah. You know what? We are having some. This is a. We're having some technical difficulty. Today is just everything's jacked up. I'm wondering. Guys, in the comments, let me know if we're, because I mean, nothing more I would love to do after this call here is to reboot and go live again. This is just so, oh geez, can't wait for losing on this
Yes,
guy.
sir.
No,
Not a problem.
but I want to continue. I'm still recording the audio portion. I just hate that people can't see it live. I don't know what's going on with that. And I think,
Well, that's all right.
yeah. So, So what was the rock bottom? Not the 30th time being arrested. What was it that made you go, okay, I got to stop? And how did you stop?
Well, like I said, people I associated with, nobody wanted anything to do with me anymore. And on my last DWI, I went to my lawyer's office, and he said I should go somewhere where I can do what I want, drink and drive and raise hell. So I jumped bail and I went down to Houston.
Okay.
And this was back in 1980, May. It was the summer of 1982. You can have an open bottle. You could have a gun in the vehicle. I go, man, that's the place for me. So I jumped bail on my DWI charge and flew down there. In hopes of getting work. So I flew down there. And then that's where I had a spiritual experience.
Oh, that's interesting.
I was in a flea bag hotel room, and I always prayed, oh, God, help me out of this. Oh, God, help me out of that. But I wanted to die. So I had something changed inside me, but I didn't know what it was, other than if I'm going to change, I have to come back and face the music. But I didn't have a clue what I was in for. I didn't even know it was a spiritual experience till late. I'd say a half year, 9 months into being clean.
Yeah. You found your higher power of some sort, maybe, or had a spiritual awakening.
Well, I don't even know that. I didn't care anymore. I just knew I came back. I just wasn't going to trust myself anymore. And my saving grace is going to AA meeting and associate with people that were clean at the time. I mean, I couldn't trust myself for nothing. I wanted to stay alive.
So did you, after you were clean for 8 or 9 months, did you did you get any help? Did you go into AA? Did you go into therapy or anything to help you deal with your addiction brain?
Yeah, I went to AA right from the get-go.
Oh, so how long were you involved in that?
I've been involved with it ever since,
Oh, that's
all
that's
these
that's
years.
interesting. Yeah, and you. So do you have like a little family at the AA meetings? Do you have like George and Todd and all these people? Do you have like like a lot of lifelong friends from AA?
Yeah, I have a couple real, as far as when the first time, right when I got cleaned up, there's friends from way back that I have on my Facebook, but they're few and far between.
Okay.
There's just a few. But, with this virus stuff, it's put a
Yeah.
damper on meetings.
Well, I love the Zoom. I love the Zoom. Although my mornings have been kind of hectic. I came in here yesterday, did a 8 a.m. show, and missed my 7 o'clock show. Uh, so no, I get that. I get that. But
Well, I like your show because, it's not a hardcore big book thing. I get sick, I always was sick of that from the get-go, all these years. And now with everything changing, it's like life's short. You turn 60 this year, and
yeah,
I've been clean all these years, total abstinent from the booze and the drugs. I just there's the time I can't. It's short at 60.
yeah. Well, no, that's what we're trying to do. I'm working the steps, and I'm kind of just half-assing it, if you will. Part of my French, but I'm definitely reading. I'm reading daily, and I'm just at step 4 and 5, and that's the thing. I don't want a drill sergeant. Yeah, I want to. I'm glad you like this platform and
Yeah,
this layout because we have people who are working the steps who are diehard AA folks. I'm sure I'm going to
right.
be one of them eventually. Uh, but people who just quit for 10 years and 20 years with no meetings at all, nothing. They just kind of won't start going to church and won't start just being like living like a grown up. And the big book tells you that you will if you don't treat the alcoholic brain, you will relapse. It may be 20 years down the road. That's according to them. But my beliefs are a lot different than a lot of other people's beliefs. Just like I'm sure we got Democrats in here, and we got Republicans in here. Two different things, but one thing we have in common: we don't want to drink or use anymore. So that's the beauty of this, and it's not just a bunch of misfits. I don't want to call people misfits, but just a bunch of people with the same goal, same issues, talking it out. So
Right. I picked up on that from the get-go, and then I knew where you're coming from. I analyzed what you were saying and doing,
yeah,
and I feel comfortable with that because it's a fairly loose format where there's no drill instructors, and it's up to the person to believe what they want.
yes, that's true. Yeah.
That's a huge thing.
Yeah. Well, man, I'm glad. So, how long before you quit? Back in 1982, did the people your family, they start trusting that this wasn't just one more? How long did it take before they go, wait, he's really serious about not drinking anymore? Before you
Oh,
can,
that took a long time.
like
I
how
mean,
long?
people don't, family don't trust that. I mean, I kept getting phone calls for the first 90 days, and finally I told them, stop calling me and ask me if I'm drinking or not. I'm sick of it,
Did you
you
have like
know.
when you go to like a Thanksgiving or anything like that, where everybody trying to hide their booze and was really trying to be too sensitive? People do that. I'm 90 days in now. Bless you.
Well, I had a sponsor. I've always had a sponsor. My sponsor told me to get and stay away from my family. I'm never going to be clean. Right at the beginning, and God, I hated that. No, that's what actually happened, and no, it was real tough. But I did, and then on holidays, you can go for an hour, or you know what I mean. He set a boundary with me, and I abided by it. I'm sure glad I did that because years down the road with that family of origin and dysfunctional family stuff, I was free of that. I could be reasonably honest.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, that's I got a trip to LA I got to go to, and I got a guys trip kind of planned to go down to our vacation home down south, and everybody said no, no, not at 90 days in or almost 3 months in. You cannot go play golf and be around these people my buddies for a week while they're drinking
On
beer.
Hilton Head?
Yeah, on Hilton Head.
Oh God, I love Hilton Head. That's carpet. The golf course is
Yeah,
there.
and the beer seems to be better and colder out there on the golf course too. So, well, man.
Oh,
Well, but yeah, my sponsor, I kind of have like a pseudo permit sponsor. He's very forgiving for me being lackadaisy because I'm trying to do this show. I get a lot out of this show, so
right.
I'm not saying that this. I'm doing this show in lieu of the meetings or the steps. I'm just really is a constant reminder because I'm doing this every single day. So, well, buddy, thank you so much for taking the call. And but now you have in recent years you made amends with your family and everybody's cool with you. Are they still worried about you coming over?
Oh, the men's making, that's a different ball game. I mean, that list that needs to be made at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and then as time goes by, that's beginning to end of isolation from people that do the fourth and fifth and then go on and make an amends later. But that early in recovery, hell, that first year I didn't have a clue.
Right.
And
right.
I mean, they talk about steps and meetings. I mean, I screwed myself up so much. I was antisocial. I was abusive.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to learn to be able to, be human. As far as the steps go, I didn't have a clue other than the first step. And I want to stay alive. So them people that were around, they helped me stay alive. The God thing and all that came later.
Gotcha. Well, that's where I'm at. So, hey, I got to jump, buddy. Thanks for taking the call. I appreciate you.
Yeah, take her easy.
All right, we'll see you, man. Wow, what a so I can see comments. So Joel Harris, hey Tom. So Joel, are we still lagging? Da, top of the evening, brother. There's a Sarah Ann. Hey, yeah, there's Sarah Ann. Dar Jack Hansen. Ted Watson again. Let's see here. Tom, I enjoyed the AM meeting, working and listening. Oh, you mean the AM? Yeah. So that was yesterday. So I may do the AM. I got to redeem myself for the show. I have to get in here early and make sure the damn gear is set up and there's no hiccups. I'm just totally ticked at myself. I got here an hour early and then I thought everything's set up. Then like 5 minutes till I'm like, oh, something's not right. Something doesn't look right. Mark Calloway, hello. Jim Hoyt, hey. I was on yesterday morning. It was a great meeting. It was. Thanks, man. Michelle Marker, hello. Bob Van Orden, ahoy. Penny Bishop is here. Roger Fox, hey, Roger. Carl, the alcoholic is like a tornado. This is from Carl. The alcoholic is like a tornado roaring his way through the lives of others. Hearts are broken. Sweet relationships are dead. Affection have been uprooted. Selfish and inconsiderate habits have kept the home in turmoil. Yep, we feel a man is underthinking when he says that sobriety is enough. Huh? Is not under? I feel a man is unthinking when he says sobriety is enough. He is like the farmer who came up out of his cyclone cellar to find his home ruined. To his wife, he remarked, "Don't see anything the matter here. Uh, ain't it grand? The wind stopped blowing." Quotes from some book I read long ago. So, all right. So I am getting people reading here. There's Christy Parnell, Michelle. Okay. So all right. Are we good? Can I do another call or should I reboot? And if it works, don't fix it. So all right, guys, you've been more than kind. Thanks for putting up with this all the technical difficulties. It happens, man. I'm not going. So So let's see. We are going to call Todd. Let's see if we get Todd on the phone.
Hello?
Hey, Todd. Tom Mabe. How's it going, brother?
Hey, what's up, buddy? You doing all right?
Man, I have one technical mishap after another, and one after another, and it's just so. It's
Well,
so.
man, you're good, brother.
Are you able to hear it out there in the Facebook world, in the Facebooks?
Yeah, I was watching for a little while, and then something went black just a second ago, but I
Oh.
figured it was you calling. So I was like, because just as I picked up the phone, it was like, it started whistling to. My ringtone for you is Don't Worry, Be Happy by Bobby McFerrin.
Okay, I got a story. I was doing a show, and when I got to this town, I had my phone. I left it out on a table where all the comedians sits in the back, and there's this guy who was just what we call a germ or a germ, or they're just like super duper fans. They just went, hey, what's going on? They're all over you. And I had on my phone, Trevor, don't answer. And I said, hey, and I was on stage, and Trevor made his way back to the comment where the comedy sets in the back of the room. I said, oh my gosh, I lost my phone. I lost my phone. And Trevor said, I'll call it. And I'm like, right when he said, I'll call it, I knew that my phone was going to be right next to him at that table. And I made a beeline to, like, just hit me at once. This is so bad. So don't worry, be happy. Well, that's great. Well, man, Todd, tell us what's going on in your world, brother. And the theme of the show, after I hear a little bit about you, we want to hear how alcoholism or using has affected your loved ones. Be it your kids, your wife, your coworkers, or friends. So yeah, jump in wherever you want on those two topics.
It's been terrible, absolutely terrible. I mean, ever since childhood, I grew up in a family. I remember even as a kid sitting under the table at the AA meetings with my mom and dad when I was a little boy. And then I grew into it, and then, they say, I remember the very first of those, when you get a DUI, you got to go to those assessment meetings,
to see how bad you are or something.
Oh, yeah. Chemical dependency training and education and guidance and all this other stuff. They make you watch videos and all that stuff. And then they tell you, you know what? Alcoholism is hereditary.
Oh, yeah.
If your daddy was an alcoholic, by God, you're going to be an alcoholic. And I'll tell you, I was upset about that. I was like, by God, you're wrong. You can't tell me. That's untrue. And man, I'm going to tell you, 20 years after that man told me that, it's just a staggered road of nothing but alcoholism. He called it 20 years before it happened. He called it. And it was epidemic. It's how I met my wife. It's how I got my children. Alcohol's been more a part of my life than anything.
Yeah, I look back. I've got some good times with alcohol.
I'm telling you.
I really do. And I'm glad I had it on some of those occasions. I'm glad I had it to give me some confidence to do this. But it just surpassed. It wasn't good times. It became like, oh crap, what did I do? What did I say?
Well, it's I'm in my mid 40s now.
Okay.
I'm not quite 50. I am retired. I spent my whole life in steel shops. Like I was a welder.
Gotcha.
For most of my life, and so pretty rough crowd hanging around and whatnot. But I married a preacher's daughter.
Okay.
Believe it or not. And God bless him. I lost my father-in-law just a couple of months ago.
Sorry.
And but he had a huge impression on my life. It was like the perfect storm. I was the greaser coming in from the side, and she was the preacher's daughter, untouched and, all white and unblemished. And it was the perfect storm. And they taught me and educated me on so many things. And yet here I came through with this whole heathen-like attitude, in one kind of met the other. And I don't know, man. I've paid off my house. I retired from my home, for my job, and I bought my home. I own it.
Yeah. So what you're telling me is that you got your crap together and you're doing okay, And,
Oh yeah, and I
yeah.
got all my kids. 3 out of 4 of my kids are still at home. I got a set of twins.
How long have you
So
been
the 8,
sober? How long have you been sober?
well, off and on,
So
for
you,
about 3 years now. Now, what you call sober, you called it the other day. You had a fellow of yours that I don't get like hammered, go out to the bar, blah blah blah, all that mess. But I don't mind sitting down with a fellow, and having. I don't remember the last time I had a beer with a
so
steak.
I see what you're saying. So
You know what I'm saying?
I do. So would you consider yourself having a drinking problem?
No, no. I don't think it's a problem anymore.
Okay, so
But
we're talking about your childhood on how you being
well, I mean,
a kid, a child of an alcoholic dad, or how you were sitting under the table at AA meetings? Do you remember your dad screaming or your mom screaming, or just how did alcoholism
oh,
affect
it was.
you?
Oh, I remember a lot of chaos when I was a kid. Absolutely. But I mean, it goes way on and beyond that. My old man, he left when I was a little kid. And I don't know that alcohol did or did not have a role to play in that. That was years ago, and it's still debatable. And this is a live show, so mom and dad have the link to it too. Just so you know, I was proud about you and what you're doing, and mama had me call you.
Oh man,
And
that is great. That's
I'm
right.
dead
Okay,
serious. And
it's
so
coming together.
yeah,
Yeah.
mom's on the sobriety train right now, and so's my dad and the whole family. Man, we're all tuned into you right now. So this is like a family affair.
No, this
I'm
is
dead
great.
serious.
We got a family. I'm sitting here looking at the numbers. Are like, there's 26 people watching. But if we were sitting in a room, this is a good sized room. People sharing their stories, and I'm glad your mom is here. And that is too cool. That is just really, really,
Oh,
really cool.
absolutely. But the alcoholism, I've heard some of the people make comment. I've read some of the comments, and I've heard some of the comments. And as far as how to deal with it, when you got a loved one that's with it, how do you love them still, or how do you deal with it at all? Do you still love them? Do you got to let them go? And sometimes, my mom raised me with that age-old saying, sometimes you got to love people enough to let them go.
Yeah.
And to me, that was kind of growing up. And they done that, when I was young, and that's happened to a lot of us as alcoholics. You get let go when you're a young age, and alcohol is a huge crutch. It makes you a grown up real quick.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what crippled a lot of us. If the parents weren't there for us when we were younger, and we could break that stride with our own children. That's where I'm at right now.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Just
No, so
because.
you broke the. So your mom is I guess your mom's in her 60s, I guess, and
Yes, sir.
she's on the. How long has she been sober?
I think she's going on a full year now.
Oh, why? Congrats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty close. I'll have to ask her for a specific number, but I think it's been a good while. She was a big wine drinker. I was always the beer guy,
Yeah.
and my brothers have always been the liquor guys.
Yeah.
But we've always had the alcohol. It was one way or another.
One
but
way or the
mom's
other.
been off the wine, and my brother, I'm so proud of him, Buddy. A big shout out to Buddy.
Hey,
And
buddy.
he quit it. He quit it cold turkey about 6 months ago. Well, no, it's been about 9 months now. And yeah, he just quit it cold turkey. I mean, he just said, "Yeah, it ain't for me no more." And I was like, "Hey, I'm proud of you." I do it when I'm tilling the backyard, or if, today I shoveled out 5 truckloads of topsoil into the backyard for the wife. And so, yeah, I had a couple of cold beers when I was done. But I've gotten to the point in my life now where I don't let it, like you said, I love your saying. You said, when do you know you have a problem? When it becomes a problem.
Yeah, I stole that off of a book or something, I'm sure, but I said it's
I
stuck
don't
with
know
me.
where you got it. Well, that's your saying, and now it's mine. And I say it, and
Yeah.
I'm saying, you know what? When it starts to be, I was having a couple of beers. I said, you know what? I don't need to have another one of these, because I think I done have like 3 at the time. But man, I was shoveling dirt out of the back of the truck, and it was the 5th load. And man, I was like, man, I'm just tired. But I've got back problems. I've got screws and rods in my back, and I don't take any pain medication. That's another part of the whole sobriety process.
Well, plus you recognize, and we got to jump here, but you recognize that that you come from a whole family of alcoholics. Your mom's an alcoholic, your dad's an alcoholic. Probably it probably goes back generation to generation. So you it sounds like you're keeping it in check, and I'm happy for you, brother. When did we get to talk to mom?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I'll get with her one on
Work
one.
that. I'd love to talk with her.
I, I I will do that. I will. I promise.
Well, brother, well, thank you. Let's wrap it up in 30 seconds. Anything you want to say before we jump here?
I'm proud of every single one of you because as far as I'm concerned, I measure everybody based on their character. And character is tuning into this show and realizing that you've got an issue. Whether it's this issue, that issue, or whatever issue it is, you wouldn't be here. There's so many other options. There's games you could be playing. There's bars you could be visiting. There's friends you could be talking to. But instead, you're right here,
Yes.
right
Yes.
now,
Yeah. Amen,
and
brother.
doing something. And to me, that's character. To me, that makes you just Superman, Superwoman, or super, in my opinion. And if you don't do it for
Supercuts,
you,
like the haircut, supercuts. I love that place, man.
right?
Please.
Do it for the people that love you.
No.
If you got kids, do it for them. If you got a brother or sister, do it for them.
Well, yeah, that's the theme of the show. That's where we're gonna. We'll cut off there. The theme of the show is definitely how has your drinking affected the people around you? Because I keep on getting these emails from people who are saying, hey, can we talk about how it affects the spouse? How does it affect the kids? And
Right.
and I have been kind of greedy. I haven't really. I think that's why I'm taking my time on the fourth and fifth step is like, or when I get to the amends. I know.
Well, I mean, everybody, as far as I know, I've never met an alcoholic that didn't have a childhood story. So
Oh yeah.
just stop.
Yeah.
Just stop right there. Just stop right there. Stop it.
All right, brother. I
Okay.
get it. I appreciate the call.
Don't give your children a story
Well,
to tell.
I can change.
You know what I
I
mean?
want to change the ending of the story. That's for sure.
That's right.
All
And it'll stop right here with you and I.
All
I
right.
love you, Tom.
Love you too, buddy. Thanks for taking the call. Talk to Mama.
Yes, sir.
All
Bye-bye.
right, we'll see you. Bye. All right. Wow. Something is going on right here, and there's a lot of stuff going on. The reach on the other pages are really low. We have 25 people here, but hey, I want to redeem myself. What do you guys think about me doing a show at 8 a.m. tomorrow? I would think I'd really love to try this show tomorrow, but here's the thing: I'm going to need people to call. I'm going to need guests. If you want to be a guest, please email me. I think I just put the comment right here. It's sober talk live at gmail.com. No, so you can email me if you would like to be a guest tomorrow. And I'm hoping that we don't have. I want to get the technical difficulties taken care of, all the little issues. It just drives me. That's something. That's something about I think the way I'm wired. We could leave the house and all of a sudden I noticed there was a light bulb that was broken off in a socket, and the power's off. It's not gonna hurt anything, but my OCD is so I got to fix it. No, we cannot go until I fix it. And yeah, so it's a small show. So it's it's still helping a lot of people, but I get so I can't concentrate on anything but other than wondering why the hell, the HDMI cable is not running to the computer. Blah blah blah. Where's the connection lost? Those types of things. Uh, but uh, but anyway, I do want to have someone. If you would like to be on the show in the morning, let's give Gary a call. If Gary's still around, if he's not in band practice, let's see here. Call Gary Adams.
Calling Gary Adams, Sobertalk.
Now here's the other thing. I'm getting audio in one speaker. I don't know what that's about. But it's okay. I'm not going to drink. What happened? Why are you drinking? I got so frustrated with sober talk. Technical issues. So I hope this it's not about 10 beers deep. Yeah, Eric Drake. If you would like to be on this show right now, put your number in the comments, and if you want to share a story about how your family's spoken with you about drinking too much, what have they said? I remember my wife saying, "Well, the kids talking." I'm like, and it was nothing like what I grew up with. My mom would wake me up 3 a.m. pull me by the hair. Yeah, I told you to do these damn dishes, and she'd be upset about something, and it's like it's like a dad who had a bad day at work, came home and kicked the dog, or yelled at the dog, whatever. Uh, but I I would always say to mom, or my wife, I go, "Were you kidding me? Tell them to toughen up. That is nothing. That is nothing." But to them it was something when I was drunk and I get loud and I would fly off the handle because of burnt toast or whatever. Yeah. If you're arguing about burnt toast, you're arguing about something else other than burnt toast. Uh, Let me see if anybody would like to go live with me right now. Oh, I know what that. Someone did send me a little phone number here. Let me see if I can call it, and we'll give them a buzz. And now this isn't working. Boy, this is enough to make you drink. This is Mark Collins Yancey. Let's give him a call and see if we can get a good I want a good story. I want a good share because that's something I have to repair being drunk around my wife and kids all those years and friends and family. 3, 6. Hey, is this Mark?
Hey, what's up, Tom? It's me.
How you doing, brother?
Pretty good. Another good sober day in the world. How are you doing, Bubba?
Buddy, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not in a good place. I'm having a really, really crappy night because nothing is working correctly here in my world, here at the Sober Talk Live studios, which is my office, about 10 minutes from my house. So hey, when you were anyone ever affected by your using or drinking? Family members?
Oh yeah, Bubba, all the time. Of course, when we was drinking or on whatever it was we was on, we didn't take it in the feeling or in the notice that they were. But now being sober and looking back at it, it even makes me feel bad.
Is your dog drunk? He's out of control back there. What's going on?
Oh, they're all out of control. I got 5 dogs between each household here.
Yeah, I've got 5 dogs in one household. So how long have you been sober?
Yeah, it's about now 3 months.
Oh, congrats. So are your family, are they cautiously optimistic that you're...
No, they're all extremely pleased, and each day is like another step up the ladder.
Yeah, that's great. So, but can you give me an example of something that you said or did, or something that when your kids or your spouse or that they had a big problem with? What has been an everlasting effect on them? Something that they are, I'm not saying scarred for life, but something that they may need therapy to get through. Is there anything like that?
Yeah, man. Easily when I was 8 years old, started out with alcohol addiction. At a bar down here, Green Valley Bar. I was 8 years old and woke up in the hospital with a 2.8 blood alcohol level. And
I'm sorry, is this a prank call or did this really happen? You say you were 8 years old and you woke up in the hospital with a 2.3 alcohol?
Yeah, it's in the Hinton newspapers. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yep.
I mean, what's that mean? Hi, my name is Timmy. I'm an alcoholic. I mean, geez, how do you?
And that's something, alcohol. That was my thing. That was what.
Who let
marijuana.
you? Who in the hell let you?
My dad, Timmy. My dad, Timmy, took me into there that night with him. We was staying at a hotel beside it, and we made our way into the bar, and luckily one of the bartenders was my bus driver, so she called my mom, and my mom rushed down there, which we lived a mile and a half away from where I was supposed to be with my mom. But he had me that weekend. It was his weekend visitation. It was the first week that he was able to get visitation with me, because they was strict about not wanting to have it and everything. So the first week he had me, it was 2.8 blood alcohol volume in a bar resulting.
So, all right. So my night this is some. Don't take this the wrong way, but my night has just gotten better. This is
Yeah, Bubba.
the most amazing story.
Yeah,
Uh,
I barely pulled through that. And
did you drink?
it,
Did you go? Did you go into treatment? Did you what did you drink after that? How long after that were you woke up in the hospital? Or you're like, God, like when your dad makes you smoke a pack of cigarettes. I'm never doing that again.
it,
How long?
I stayed sober till from alcohol till I was roughly 18, and then I got my first DUI, and then at 21 I got another DUI, and I picked it back up at around 18 to 21, and then I've been swaying from it since the last 3 months. My brother passed in May 12th, and I really I was having such a good time down here with celebrating his life,
Did your dad ever celebrate the Father of the Year? You know, did he ever? What?
no, I'm sure he does. I'm sure it was quite a I don't know. It really hasn't had much impact on his life, in my opinion. You know, because he still likes
Oh,
to drink. But
I gotta interrupt. Bev Holland says she started drinking before she could walk. Her dad used to put it in the baby bottle.
yeah, my mom done that too. Yeah, she would. She has an old remedy that they would rub their finger and well, they dip their finger down in the whiskey and then rub it around in our mouth as a kid, and it make us stop crying.
Well, I think it helped. They used to say it helped for teething or
Yeah,
whatever.
teasing. Yeah.
That's, I gotta tell you, if you're just joining in, we got Clay. It's Clay, right? What? Mark calling Yancey. We got Mark calling Yancey on the phone, and Mark got drunk off his butt at age 8. His dad took him to a bar next door to a motel they were staying, and you said it made the local papers.
Oh yeah, it made the local papers. You know, it was the doctors were astonished that the boy made it through with a 2.8 blood alcohol. I was more blitzed in the bar than everybody that was in the bar at night. and the thing was,
Did
I did.
anybody step up and go, "Hey, what the hell? Why are you guys giving that 8-year-old alcohol?" Or was it,
My brother that recently passed away did.
was
He
he?
was the one that carried me out of the bar at night, and then and my dad reacted to that and went and fought him in the middle of the road, got me back into the bar, and that's when the bus driver contacted my mom, and then my other brother and Hurricane got me out of the bar, while my other big brother that had passed and dad were, I guess, down there at the bar still brushing it out, and they rushed me from here in Hinton to Charleston after I got down there and catheterized and everything. They rushed me to Charleston. I was in there for 4 days, woke up
Where do you live?
4 days.
Where do you live?
Huh?
Where do you live now?
Hinton, West Virginia.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
But they rushed me down to Charleston from here at Hinton that night. I don't remember if it was a ride. I don't really remember any of it. I just remember waking up and pulling my catheter out, punching the doctors that night, and then they put me down straight.
Hopping on your Harley, get the hell out of
Yeah,
there. Screw you guys.
yeah,
I miss
yeah.
you made me miss recess. It's bull. It's BS, man.
It was crazy
Wow.
night. It
Whoa,
was crazy.
man, Mark,
And then to beat it all, man, when you're a youth kid, the CPS was involved, of course, through that
sure.
situation.
Hope so.
Yeah, so they came and interviewed me in Charleston Hospital as an 8-year-old that had just now been intoxicated and was still coming off of the intoxication, you know. And it was my second day in there, and I don't remember what the questions were from one to another, Tom, but I know that whatever it was, they certified it that I deemed need to go to Bar 8 from there, which is a red light, yellow light, green light program. And, you know, I got out of there in 3 days. It was the most it was a 5-day program. It tells you how I was. It was that caused my whole life right there to go crazy. I had to quit school at 12, get my GED, and go to Weldon College. I was in Weldon College at 15. I've just been discriminated on because the mistakes of my father and everything, you know, leads down to me. So things like that is what now motivates me to stay sober, you know, and
Yeah, you
the
can't.
foundation of my.
Yeah, bless your heart, man. I'm really sorry that you went through that. You know, a lot of times we can look back on our war stories and laugh at them, but I know at the time you had to be extremely embarrassed, and other kids in school probably talked about it. their parents were telling them about it, or they overheard their parents, or they saw it in the newspaper or something. But
Yeah, there was a nickname game from it, that's for sure.
what was that?
There was quite a few.
What's one
There was
that
quite-
you can say that won't offend me? Not offend me, but offend the people who monitor this on Facebook. What is there a
The name of the paper was Drunkard Teen.
drunkard teen?
Yeah, because they couldn't disclose my full name because I was underage.
Where does teen come from? Because you were 8 years old. What were you?
Yeah, that was how the papers literally worded it. I guess just because they didn't want.
They had a lie.
It really never. It never really made it to WVA or nothing because it was trying. I guess they tried to sweep it under the rug just as much as possible, which is okay. I really don't want it broadcasted to the world, but I do got the original. Yeah, I don't even pick it up and read it. I ain't read it since when I got home when I was a
See,
kid.
I would have to have it framed. I would have to have it framed. Put it next to my.
My mom does. She's the one that's got the original
God.
document, and
This
so
keeps getting better. Oh wow!
Yeah.
So well, Mark, Colin, Yancey, I am.
I hope your night gets better, Tom. I'm sorry about all the scenario. It was good on my end down here.
All right, well, good. It's gotten better. I just you made it better because this is an incredible story, and you're not pulling a chain. This really happened.
I am, honest to God, truth telling you. My mom's an RN. She's inside right now. She's got home for work, and I'd have her tell you, but I don't want to dread up the past for her. She's done had enough this year with losing her oldest son and stuff. So.
Bree Colfax says, hold on one second. All right, I gotta grab this one. Emery, I'm live. Are you okay, buddy? Hello.
I don't know. You made it weird. Are you okay? You're doing Sober Live?
I'm doing so. Yeah, you're actually live because it's through Bluetooth. Are you okay, buddy?
Yeah, I'm totally good. I just want to say, man, I love what you're doing. Reaching out to the sober community, and
thanks, bro.
I love you, man.
I love you too.
You
That
got my
means
total support.
All right, I appreciate you. That means a lot coming from you. I want to talk to you. I'll talk to you after the show. Okay.
Yep. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, buddy. Bye. That was Mark, I'm sorry. That was Emery King, and I know that he's going through something that he needed my help on. I wanted to pick up because he kept on calling. Are you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here, brother.
That was really. Hey, suicide hotline. Can you hold? Let me put you on hold for a second. Sorry, but you sound like you were in a good state of mind. You weren't ready to jump off the ledge there. But wow, Bree Colfax says, when I was little, my parents would treat any ailment with a shot of whiskey, tablespoon of honey, and lemon versus seeing a doctor. Wow, never cured a thing, just left us tipsy and ill. Wow, how about that? That's
right.
That's amazing. That is so amazing. I never heard.
Yeah, I'm lucky to be here, man. I really am. Lucky I bounced back from that experience, and now that everything else that I went through prior to that is just it's more of an influence for me to keep it up day to day. To stay sober for me myself mainly, but for my higher power, for my brother that's gone, and for my mama and for my kids.
How old was your brother when he passed away?
He was 31.
Young.
He had a massive heart attack. Yeah.
Did he partake in alcohol or drugs or anything?
He had in his life. Yeah, he used to be really strung out on everything, but he had changed dramatically for the better. There's a book called The Traveler's Gift.
Yes.
It's a really good book. I've recently digged into it on YouTube. There's a YouTube video with a man that reads it, and each chapter is 7 chapters long. Each chapter is 4 minutes to 3.5 minutes, so it only takes you roughly 30 minutes to get through it. And like I say, it's Traveler's Gift. And in this program I'm in, they mandatory make us read this book. So I went out of my way this week to read this book because the following week I'm supposed to write a 5-letter essay on this book. And the person that has the book, the drug court's passing out for us all to switch around. I asked him over the phone this week, hey, what's the name of that book? So when I went online and I listened to the book, I've since then listened to it 5, 8 times. I don't know.
No,
I wrote my 5-page.
It's called The Traveler's Gift.
Yeah, The Traveler's Gift.
I will check that. You recommend it?
I recommend it highly for anybody, for you mainly. Yeah, it's I didn't expect. I wasn't even really looking forward to it. You know, it's something I was
We're
ready
hearing
to do.
this is kind of neat. We're hearing it from some treatment centers who are recommending people watch Sober Talk, and I guess it's because it's kind of kicked back like an old talk show. It's not it's not so hardcore strict or whatever. Not trying to put the
It's an
fears on you.
amazing thing, man. I really do, Tom. It's an amazing thing. It's nice to get on here
My
and
nights even got better again. There you go. There. I'm judging my happiness by hearing people who are 8 years old who are getting drunk, carried out of bars, to someone telling me how amazing the show is. Now, I hate to sound that way, but no, your story was so compelling, and I really don't know if I'm being pranked or not. And the amazing gift. I can't. No, what's it called? The traveler's gift.
yeah, the travelers. Yeah.
The traveler's gift, and I hear that again when I edit this podcast. So, man, well, thank you so much for turning my night around. I needed that because I got to tell you, if I would have left here, I got my kids at the movie theater, going to pick him up afterwards. I would have been quiet with him and everything. I want to come back to the office at midnight, just make sure I got every. My OCD. I cannot leave without things being perfect, which sucks. But no, your story tonight, you gave me an amazing gift, and that's thank you for doing that. I
Well,
appreciate
thank
it.
you for giving me that level of knowing I done that for you, Tom. All the
No,
life
it
you gave
was it
me
was
from
it was.
watching your videos in life, and I can finally give you something back, and that's a good feeling. So I'm grateful to be able to do that tonight for you. And
Well, Mark.
it definitely ain't a prank, Bubby. You could probably look it up on the
No,
internet. Type of,
I'll look it up. That's
yeah.
crazy. All right, we'll talk to you soon, man.
All right, Bubby. Everybody be safe.
All right,
Thank you for having me.
thank you for having us. All right, bye bye. Wow, that turned my night around. I'm sorry to put him on hold. Emery had called, and he doesn't call back to back unless something is wrong, and I'm still worried that we work on equipment together, and maybe something going sideways with him or something. Let's call Gary back. Oh wow, maybe this little show will turn into a decent little episode. I do want to go live tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. If you can go live with me, email me, sobertalklive@gmail.com. That's sobertalklive@gmail.com. Love to have you. Oh, he's not picking up. He must be a man. Let me call Carl. We'll wrap it up with him with a quick call. We'll call Carl and call Carl.
Calling Carl.
And I have to pee so bad, so we are going to wrap this up. I'm gonna be excited about tomorrow morning. It's gonna be a kick-ass show tomorrow morning. And hey, Carl, I want to talk with you real quick before I go potty. I gotta pee, and then I gotta. Boy, what one hell of a night! I gotta tell you, I was not. Went 10 minutes in before I even started talking. I got to get this show under control. But maybe that's what it is. Maybe the show's good because it's not what it is. It's what it's not trying to be. Maybe it's good to be, but I just wanted to be everything firing on all 8 cylinders. And tonight I was firing on one cylinder, starting getting out of the gate. And I'm like, I should just abort mission and start over. But how are you doing, my friend?
Man, I am doing great, Tom. I think what you just said might be more helpful than not uh, because oftentimes we get our way and and things go great and then it's time to celebrate. Tom, what I wanted to say tonight was 90 days is huge. As you already know, you've experienced it before, and as I have as well. And I'm handing you your green chip. Or I think it's green.
My virtual chip?
Well, yeah, it's a virtual. Just yeah, I just shot it to you. So
Well, yo,
anyway,
there it is. Got it. Caught it, Carl. Got it. Thanks.
I
Put,
mean,
put in my pocket.
Jade, pure Jade. No kidding. It's been a good show. I think a lot of I am gonna do my best to remember, and I'm gonna tell my wife, ask my wife
You
to.
better get up. I'm probably gonna have to call you tomorrow, but I have to redeem myself. I have to have, and that's one of my character flaws. That is, in the unawakening, the morning prayer tells you to ask God to lift all your insecurities and your self pity and things. And I have to, and I don't have the OCD and the bad brain juices that I had, you know, 6 months ago, or more like 3.5 months ago. But I still have I still have them. I still have
that
these bad brain juices that kick in, and I just hate
no,
that I'm.
OCD can be a great thing. It's when we get on the chemicals that cause us to become addicted. Now, OCD is great, really, in my opinion. If you're using OCD, if your OCD is directing you in the right direction, I mean, man, it's one of the greatest things you can have. Um, I mean, we dig in with all we have, with whatever we're doing. But it just happens to be when we dig into a chemical that is addictive and destroys our brains, well, then it's not such a good thing. But
Yeah. Hey, real quick, because we did this story on, the show kind of had a theme. And again, if you guys are watching, please, if you want to be a guest on tomorrow's show, and I'll get this when I get home too, email me, sobertalklive@gmail.com. Send me your number and a brief description, a little bit about yourself. 3 or 4 lines. I am a recovering alcoholic. I'm an addict, or I want to quit, or whatever. And I would love to have a meeting, a sober talk meeting in the morning at 8 a.m. And I want to. I got to do my AA meeting in the morning too, but I could probably abort that around. Well, I could, I could leave. I could,
45.
yeah, or even like if I'm here doing it. Uh, but yeah, I just, but the theme of the show, Carl, was, you know, how it affects your family and and one of your stories that when I think about you and how it affected your family, were they driving you across country to go to that treatment center. That was
And that's, Tom, there is so much, and I've forgiven myself, but it's still, with my teenage, they're not, they're late 20s, early 30s, and it still affects the trust. To build back the trust with the family takes a long, long time. Just one screw up, and it's. I mean, you might as well just start completely over. And my son,
go
they
go
all
back go back there because I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. You said just one screw up and you might as well start completely back over. I was trying to give myself. I was kind of negotiating last night. I was negotiating this guy's trip and had kind of convinced myself for a second that I could go and just not drink that much. But that would be the kiss of death for me, and I'll be starting all over.
that's really, Tom. That's like putting yourself in the middle of a. That's like going to war without a gun, and being in battle. I mean, I guess there was a movie one time about, but to go to, I mean, it's just it makes no rational sense, other than you don't want to let your buddies down, and I feel quite certain you would make it through, but those days of watching them, it would just plant back memories of, man, they were having so much fun drinking and playing golf, and hell, I can do that. I've got 90 days. I've got 100 days in now. I can drink some now, and I'll be fine. And for me, that never worked out very well.
Never, ever, ever worked out. It does not work out. But
It,
yeah,
maybe a year or 2 years from now, Tom, that'd be great. I mean, you can be the designated driver, as you say.
right.
But right now, man, that's just asking for. You're asking for a tail whipping, to say it nicely.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
and I can't. I mean, it took me this last time took me a good while to jumpstart my sobriety, and I'm not giving up 90 days, not for a guy's
yeah,
trip. I'll give them the keys to the place. They could go have
Yeah.
fun and play golf, and
Man.
they'll FaceTime me a couple of times. It will be fine. But well, Carl, I got to go to the restroom real bad. I got to pee. So
Man,
look, did you see what I'm drinking? I got a fridge full of Perrier because of you, and I'm drinking it. So, and boy, and I'm drinking lots of them. But
good.
I like them.
And,
I like them.
yeah, get the different flavored ones too, just to mix it up. But well, very cool, Tom. It's great you called, and I appreciate it very much. Or that I called you, and this thing is going to get on the roll, Tom. Hey, and
I don't know. I don't know after tonight, man. I mean, I did something wrong. We had 26 people all night long.
Yeah, on this Wednesday night, you were competing with politics as well, and so.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't think about that. But hey, are you gonna be up in the morning at 8 a.m.?
I am writing it down.
All right.
Backup plan.
Well, I'll put a post out there that I'm looking for some people to go live tomorrow. And all right, Carl, I appreciate you, buddy.
All right, brother man. Have a good night.
You too. So there you go, guys. You have watched another episode of Sober Talk. It's day 90 for me. Today wasn't my best day because of the technical difficulties, but thanks for hanging out. We really appreciate you. I love you so much. I love Sober Talk. I just think this is just cool as hell. And I'm glad. I just saw something Bev says. I had a grandkid say, "Hey, are you going to your happy meeting?" And that's cool. That's cool. All right. Good night, guys. We'll see you.